For almost 3 years, we've been working to introduce design thinking to students here at Notre Dame. We're so excited to finally have assembled our own Design for America studio.
Notre Dame is a strongly service-oriented community, but no groups use design thinking to create social impact. This is where DFA comes in. The city of South Bend is ripe with opportunity for collaborating with local organizations, and Mayor Pete is always pushing for innovative solutions to the city's problems. In the fall, while discussing the many problems we could solve, we came across the stat that sparked our project. Notre Dame dining halls produce over 1.2 tons of food waste every day. That's a quarter pound of waste per person per meal. This led us to our initial problem statement. How can we reduce food waste on campus? Past efforts to curb waste have been somewhat successful, but none focused on changing user behavior. So connecting with users was our first step. The ways we did this were route tracking, user interviews, and plate watching. Route trackers followed users as they built their meal and observed their decision-making process. Our team interviewed students in the dining hall to learn about their dining hall experience and habits. Plate watchers hung out by the tray area and observed what dinnerware was used and which foods were wasted by each person.
After our research, we split up into 3 teams of 8. Each team analyzed the research, generated insights, and crafted its own unique how can we statement to guide ideation and testing.
First up, Team Club Sandwich.
Our team generated insights mainly through student interviews in the dining halls, focusing on those students who lack direction when selecting food.
Our current how can we statement is how can we use portion information to encourage people to think about how much food they should be taking.
With this how can we statement, we zeroed in on those users from our interviews who demonstrated a lack of awareness regarding the food portions offered and the number of portions they were capable of eating. Our design goal centered on creating a simple, relatable, and personable solution to provide more information about the foods to students lacking a sense of proportionality. We agreed to use the dinnerware provided in the dining halls as part of our displays. Using the plates and bowls, we looked to the presentation of the portion info. Recalling our design goal, each of our displays contained portion visuals to highlight above and below average sized portions of each meal, encouraging students to reevaluate their potential hunger before selecting their food. Each of our displays also included a sign to call attention to the historic waste of each item. The sign introduced the significance of considering portion size, reinforced by the carefully placed 3D visual displays.
Next, we've got Team Cleaned Plates. We found that people who have habits or some sort of system for getting food usually eat everything on their tray.
I usually just get 4 of these things, and whatever it is, you gotta get them in bowls. You get plates, you get some mess.
This led us to ask, how can we make effective signage that helps foster conscious waste-reducing habits? We considered where signage could be placed and what information could be displayed, concluding that our best option was to redesign the food labeling system entirely. The new labels would include serving size, calorie count, and a joke or a fun fact, in addition to what the labels already displayed. So we sketched layouts for the new food labels, converged on a solution, and then digitized and refined it. The next day, we posted our new labels for certain foods at the dining hall and asked users what they thought.
I think it was helpful. I was thinking maybe 2 or 3, but then once I saw that, first I was, just a little thrown off first time I saw it. And I don't know, somehow subconsciously I wanted to too. I didn't even think about it so much.
Last but not least, Team Yum Yuck.
Through the research, our team observed that there's a great deal of non-obvious social pressures throughout the dining hall. We also inquired as to why students were leaving certain foods on their plates.
And this led us to our how can we help students plan their meals better.
Our ideation focused on informing students before they entered the food court. As part of our design goals, we sought a solution that was beneficial to both the students and the dining hall staff.
Our solution adapts a commonly used social media platform, Yik Yak, for the dining halls and renaming it Yum Yuck. The system allows students to upvote or downvote the food they eat via their smartphone or a touchscreen at the exit. That data is then sent to a digital board in the front of the dining hall to let students see what's trending in the dining hall. Yum Yuck allows the dining hall staff to understand which foods students are taking but not eating, giving them access to a profile of their post-consumer waste, which, unlike their pre-consumer waste, had previously been inaccessible. In order to prototype this solution, we took a low-tech approach We deployed our system in the dining hall with our DFA team facilitating the feedback, manually counting the upvotes and downvotes, then updating the board at the entrance.
Both students and dining hall staff saw immediate benefits from our prototype.
The 4 cheese pasta, it was kind of even. It was like 21 yum, 13 yuck. And according to what we do, it's not really
a very popular item.
Very popular item, yeah. So I looked at it. So I went in and looked at it, and it was a little bit drier. They didn't had not put as much sauce in the pan. It was about halfway. So I talked to the cooks about it, and I think by the end of the meal, it was more like 32, 36 to 13. So just that little bit of improvement in that dish. And it was probably just maybe 2 pans or whatever. Didn't get enough sauce on it. It made a big difference in just that.
Now we're improving our concepts based on user feedback. Team Club Sandwich is revising portion graphics and placement. Team Clean Plates is making labels more noticeable. And Team Yum Yuck is programming a digital prototype.
Thank you to everyone who helped us throughout the process. We can't wait to become an official Design for America studio.